Peace and blessings, family. It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the General, 7A Sports TV, and the entire Lions Den broadcasting community family. Shout out to Anthony O'Neill, the Impact Creative Society. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network, who I've partnered with this season. And also shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. This is my brief recap of Southern University's inaugural P. Richardson Classic from Saturday night against Savannah State. I'm going to also give you some stats from the game, and I'm also going to give you my strategy and game plan. If I was Coach Graves, what would be my game plan going against Jackson State? But before I get to that, yesterday, Hurricane Francine hit this area, and hopefully everyone within the sound of my voice and everyone that's watching this video, hopefully all is well with you and your family. Hopefully you weren't impacted by Hurricane Francine. Me personally, I didn't even lose power. I didn't have any damage to my home. So, I was blessed. Everything went well. I spent the night at my mom's house. She had minor damage. She had, a small tree fall against her house. She had a few trees fall in the yard. But for the most part, outside of a few shingles blowing off our roof, everything went well for her. Kay, same thing with her. She didn't lose power. She had no damage to her home. And for the most part, all of our family members and loved ones, everyone is doing well. Outside of losing power and some shingles blowing off the roof, everyone is doing well. Hopefully everything is doing well for everyone that's watching this video. And if you were impacted by Hurricane Francine, hopefully everything works well for you and everything works in your favor. So getting to the inaugural P. Richardson Classic Saturday night from A.W. Mumford Stadium against Savannah State. Before I actually get into the video, I like to set the tone, the tempo, and the mood. And as usual, at every SWAC event I've been to, every Southern University game I've been to, for the last several years, it was a family-friendly environment. I mean, the environment was just exceptional. You see a lot of Black nuclear families, a lot of Black love, a lot of unity, a lot of togetherness, just a, beautiful atmosphere, kind of similar to the LDBC family reunion. It was that type of environment, and, Savannah State, they won the toss. They took the ball first. They went 3 and out. Southern University didn't get the ball, nor at least the offense out. First play from scrimmage, Kendrick Grimes had a 14-yard run. Then after that, they abandoned the run. They, threw a few passes, and, that was it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think on that drive, Noah threw an interception. But for the most part, it was back and forth. Both offenses struggled. Noah really struggled at one point when he was in the game. Kendrick Grimes was wide open in the flats, and he couldn't get in the ball. That's how much he struggled from a passing standpoint. On the third series, Noah decided he wanted to start running. That's kind of what got Southern out on the field. His running, his legs, not his arm. Southern settled for a field goal. Then the next series, for Savannah State, their quarterback, Jaden Adams, they ran a zone read option. He pulled it in the same way, when a punt returner muffs a punt, or a kick returner fumbles the ball and then pick it up. Defenders get out of their lanes, ends don't keep contained. And basically, when he pulled it, all the defenders merged on the running back and tapping him in the backfield. But he pulled it, whatever end was to that side, didn't keep contained, and he ran 81 yards for a touchdown. And for the most part, that was really the only play that Southern gave up, like literally the entire night. And then, next couple of drives, Southern settled for field goals. So Southern was up to 3-0. Then Savannah State 7-3. Then Southern took the lead 9-3. And after Coach Terrence Graves and offensive coordinator Mark Frederick, they had enough of Noah. They pulled him. and they put in Xavier and Zay T-set, and the offense just went up into a completely different stratosphere. They were able to move the ball. You know, the offense was clicking on all cylinders. And Xavier Zay T-set, you know, he pretty much made it known through his play that he's not a starting quarterback at Southern. And Coach Terrence Graves has made it official. He's the starting quarterback. Just the offense just went up just a whole nother level into a whole nother stratosphere. And just to kind of give you some stats, Xavier's AT set, he was 17 of 29. He had 316 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Noah went 4 of 10, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 fumble that Southern was able to keep possession of. Corby Dillon had 13 rushes for 52 yards. Darren Morris, he had 6 receptions for 77 yards. Khalil Harris had the longest reception for Southern from scrimmage, which was 76 yards. Also, in addition, Darren Morris's touchdown, Chandler Whitfield and Dupree Fuller both had touchdowns. That was the 3 touchdowns that they had. And in terms of Savannah State, Jaden Harris, he hit the 81-yard touchdown run, and that was like the only big play and only real offense that Savannah State had the entire game for the most part. They struggled definitely passing the ball, but for the most part, Southern's offense went up a whole nother level once they came in the game and essentially wrestled away the starting quarterback position from Noah. And, you know, for the most part, you know, Southern, you know, they played, you know, they struggled. You know, Joshua Griffin, he went 3 of 3 for the kicks that he was able to actually get off. But he had 1 blocked. And Savannah State almost returned it for a touchdown. But, you know, Southern stopped them. They really didn't move the ball anymore after that. They kicked the field goal. And at that point, you know, the score was 29-10 in favor of Southern. It was 29-10 in favor of Southern. And after that, you know, Southern ran off more points, and they ended up eventually winning 42-10. That's how that became the final score. So if I was Coach Terrence Graves and staff, you know, my strategy for Saturday's game against Jackson State in the BoomBox Classic would be, you know, defensively, I would just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. This is going to be the first real test for Southern University's defense because for the most part, they erased McNeese and Savannah State, you know, for exception of the 1 long run they gave up Saturday night. They pretty much erased Savannah State offensively. But I would just just keep doing what you've been doing defensively. But offensively, you know, this is where the difference comes in at, you know, having Zay at quarterback, I think he gives him a different feel. You know, I like the fact that, you know, he's shown a lot of progression from the spring game to this point. But I think the thing with him is, I think he's more effective throwing the ball deep down the field. And I think Southern University's offense is more effective passing the ball than running the ball. You know, especially when Noah was in the game, they really struggled running the ball. And outside of like the first series, they struggled the previous week against McNeese State. So from an offensive standpoint, from a strategic standpoint, what I would do if I was Coach Mark Frederick and Coach Terrence Graves offensively, I would use up the passing game to set up the running game. You know, I have been calling for them to get the ball to the playmakers. You know, Kendrick Grimes, Chandler Whitfield, Dupree Fuller, Darren Morris, so on and so forth, Quay Davis. And for the most part, once Zay got in the game, he was able to do that. The only issue he had was he had like maybe about 7 passes that he overthrew. And I think a few of those passes was because the wide receiver stopped running. They didn't think he could throw the ball as far as he did. So I think he's better at throwing the ball down the field as opposed to short passes. With his side on release, you know, he gets a lot of passes knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So offensively, my strategy for going into Saturday's game, if I was Coach Graves, would be to try to take the top off Jackson State's defense early, throw the ball deep down the field. Then I would get a few passes to really kind of get, you know, Zay a rhythm to get him going. And then I would really try to establish my passing game. and then use the passing game to set up the run. Instead of doing it the opposite way, like Mark Frederick tried to do it against McNeese State, try to use the run to set up the pass. I would try to get my passing game going first, then try to run the ball thereafter. It's going to be an interesting game. You know, I think Southern is going to be successful. I think they're going to win and pull an upset. And I think the confidence that I have in Southern offensively now is because of Zaid, because essentially he took the offense up to a whole nother level. But this is going to be the real test Saturday against J-State in the BoomBox Classic. And, you know, more than anything, you know, I think it's going to be a good game. There's a lot of content creators that I follow that cover the SWAC. I'm going to share, you know, their live streams and their videos in the community section of my YouTube channel. But that's it for this video. If you saw any value in this video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. I also want you to go check out my brother Jared 11 Green Southern Baller Show, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also check out my brother Brent Fox with his own show. It's Just Me, starring Brent Fox, for my LDBC members that like boxing. He also does a 20x20 series. And also tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, myself and my brother Cadillac Red, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, Supreme Beast After Hours, the Coach's Playbook. Come check us out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening, blessed and phenomenal weekend. Peace and blessings.